Have you ever whispered a hum under your breath and wondered whether these three simple sounds are really doing anything beyond calming you for a moment? Have you ever heard people say that this mantra can purify body, speech, and mind, raise your energy, and even shift the direction of your destiny? And secretly thought, is that just poetic exaggeration? Or is there something real happening that I cannot see? Welcome back, my friend. Thank you for walking with me again on this road of awakening, wisdom, cause and effect, practice, and destiny. Today we are going to step into a phrase that sounds almost too simple for such big promises: 3 syllables. Countless times, across centuries and cultures. The original text we are expanding from Paul's hum, the first great mantra, and says that it is not just a spiritual slogan to put on a poster or a background soundtrack for meditation videos. It is a vibrational key. It is a way of tuning the 3 main dimensions of your existence: your body, your speech, and your mind. When those 3 shift, your energy field shifts. When your energy shifts, the way you perceive, choose, and act shifts. And that, quietly but steadily, changes your destiny. In this long journey together, I want to invite you into stories rather than just theories. We will meet people who used hum in hospital rooms, in traffic jams, in lonely nights, and in moments of deep shame or confusion. We will see how this mantra can be more than a pretty sound, how it can become a lifeline, a cleansing wave, a bridge between your small self and something vast and luminous that has always been waiting behind your confusion. Let us begin with something very human. Imagine a man called Jason. He is in his early 40s. On paper, he has a decent life, a job that pays the bills, a family that loves him, a body that is not yet falling apart. But inside, he feels like he is carrying 30 kilos of invisible weight every day. Old regrets pile up like concrete blocks in his chest. A broken promise from 10 years ago, a betrayal of a friend, a cruel sentence he once threw at his mother in anger and never really apologized for. He does not think about these things all the time. He keeps himself busy, switches on the television, scrolls through his phone, laughs at jokes. But at night, when the house is quiet and the screens go dark, the weight presses down. His body reacts to this inner tension. His shoulders are always tight. His jaw clenches in his sleep. His stomach complains with heartburn and strange pains that tests cannot fully explain. Doctors tell him, "You need to reduce stress." He nods and says, "I will try," then goes back to exactly the same way of living, because he has no idea what else to do. One day, during a particularly bad bout of insomnia, he types how to calm the mind into a search bar. Among the endless list of results, a short video pops up with the title "Use hum to clean your day." The thumbnail shows a person sitting quietly with eyes half closed. He clicks, half skeptical, half desperate. In the video, a calm voice explains that is linked with the energy of the body, the gross, solid aspect of our experience. Corresponds to speech, to the vibrations we send into the world with our words and expression. Hum resonates with the mind, the core of our consciousness, the space where thoughts and intentions rise. The voice says, when you chant hum, you are not just making noise, you are inviting your body to relax, your speech to soften, and your mind to return to its natural clarity. If you let yourself feel the sounds instead of only thinking about them, they can begin to untie knots you have carried for years. Jason snorts a little. It sounds poetic, maybe a bit too mystical. But the voice then says, "You do not have to believe anything. Just try this for a few minutes. Sit or lie down. Close your eyes if you like, and let the sounds vibrate through your body. Do not force, just experience." He shrugs, glances at the clock, and thinks, "Fine, I cannot sleep anyway." He lies back, puts one hand on his chest and one on his belly. As the video suggests, the voice guides him. Breathe in gently through the nose. As you exhale, sound Om slowly, letting the vibration roll from your belly up through your chest, into your head. Feel your skull resonate, like a singing bowl. He feels slightly silly, but he tries. O-M-N. The sound is shaky at first. His throat is tight, but as he prolongs it, he notices something unexpected, his own chest vibrating. The bones of his face hum faintly. For the first time that day, his attention moves away from his racing thoughts and into the direct sensation of sound. Then the voice says, "Now inhale again." As you exhale, sound Ah, feeling the vibration in your throat, your mouth, your chest. Imagine it washing through all the words you had spoken today, all the things left unsaid. He breathes out, Ah-H. This time, he feels the sound in his throat. Memories flicker of sentences he regrets. Arguments replayed in his mind, but the sound keeps flowing, like water through a narrow channel. Finally, the voice says, once more, breathe in. As you exhale, sound hum. Let it arise from the chest and move into the space of your mind, like thunder rolling through a cloudy sky. He exhales, hum. The sound feels deeper, more intimate, like a quiet tremble behind his thoughts. He repeats this cycle several times. There is no lightning strike, no sudden vision, but slowly, he notices that his breathing has become slower. The knot in his stomach has loosened a little. His jaw is unclenching. The thoughts are still there, but they seem slightly further away, as if viewed through a window instead of pressed right against his face. After maybe 15 minutes, he stops. He feels oddly raw and tender, but calmer. He falls asleep more easily than usual. The next morning, he wonders if he imagined it, but the memory stays with him. That night, he tries again, this time without the video. Over time, Al-Maham becomes his private medicine. After a long, tense meeting at work, he sits in his car before driving home and chants quietly for 3 minutes. When an argument with his partner leaves him shaking and ashamed of his harsh words, he goes into another room, closes the door, and lets Al-Maham rise and fall until his anger dissolves enough for him to apologize sincerely. Months pass. He still has worries. Life does not magically transform into paradise, but his body starts to respond. The chronic tightness softens. His sleep deepens. His family notices that he explodes less often. He finds himself pausing in moments where before he would have acted blindly. One evening, his teenager asks, "Dad, what are you mumbling sometimes?" He laughs. It is a kind of mantra. 3 sounds. They help me calm down and think straight. The teenager rolls their eyes slightly, but then, on a difficult exam day, quietly asks, "Can you teach me?" In that moment, Jason realizes something important. What began as a desperate attempt to fix his own insomnia has become a seed for his family's destiny too. This is one simple story of Al-Maham at work. To understand why such a simple practice can have such effects, we have to look not only at psychology but at energy. Every tradition that explores the inner world, whether it uses religious language or scientific terms, eventually discovers the same thing: human beings are not just flesh and bones. We are also fields of vibration, electrical impulses, subtle currents, rhythmic waves. When you are angry, your body does not only show it in your words. Your heart rate rises, your muscles tighten, your breathing becomes shallow. When you are in deep grief, your chest feels heavy, your limbs weak, your whole body as if covered in a gray blanket. When you are joyful, there is a lightness in your step and a brightness in your eyes that no makeup can imitate. All of this is energy in motion. And the traditional understanding is like a tuning fork for this energy system. Each syllable has been recited by countless practitioners over centuries, carrying with it the accumulated intention and realization of those who used it before. When you sound it, You are not just pushing air through your vocal cords. You are aligning your small, confused energy pattern with a much larger, clearer pattern. Let us look at the 3 syllables more closely, through story and image. First, imagine a bowl of water sitting perfectly still. If you speak loudly beside it, the surface ripples. If you tap its side, rings of movement spread outward. In the same way, your body is like a bowl of water. Every sound you make, every sound you hear, has an effect. Harsh words thrown in anger are like rocks tossed into the bowl, creating chaotic waves that crash into each other. Calm, steady sounds are like gentle taps that produce harmonious ripples. The syllable when chanted slowly and with awareness, is like a deep, steady note that resonates through the entire bowl. Traditionally, it is said to purify the energy of the body. In modern plain language, that means it helps reset your nervous system. The vibration massages your tissues from the inside. Imagine someone named Lily, who works long hours at a computer. Her neck and shoulders are constantly stiff. She tries stretching now and then, but the tension returns. At a meditation class, she learns to chant Om with attention to her posture and breath. The teacher instructs them to sit upright. Let the spine lengthen. Relax the shoulders, and imagine that the Om rises from the belly through the spine and out through the top of the head. At first, Lily feels awkward, but as she continues, she notices that the sound seems to shake loose some of the stuckness in her back. After the session, she feels strangely refreshed, as if she has done a kind of internal massage. She begins a habit each time she takes a short break from her screen. She stands up, stretches, and chants Om 3 times, feeling the vibration all the way down to her feet. Over weeks, her chronic stiffness reduces. Her chiropractor, whom she visits less often now, comments, "Whatever you are doing, keep doing it. Your muscles are not as knotted." From the outside, it looks like a small change. Inside, her body's energy is moving more smoothly. That smoothness is the foundation for stronger immunity and clearer thinking. Next, If Om is the tuning of the body, is the purification of speech and expression. Think about how much of your karmic entanglement comes from words. Promises broken, lies told, gossip spread, insults thrown, flattery used to manipulate, silent treatments used as weapon. The energy of all of this does not vanish into thin air. It stays in your field. It shapes how people feel around you, even if they cannot explain it. The syllable is open. When you sound it fully, your mouth widens, your throat open. It is as if you are airing out a dusty room. Picture a man called Sam. He has a habit of talking too much. In social situations, he fills every silence with words. He often says things he later regrets, but he cannot seem to stop himself in the moment. His speech is like a stream with no bank, wild, flooding, sometimes harmful. At a retreat, he is introduced to Om. The teacher suggests an exercise before speaking in a meeting or in a sensitive conversation. Silently sound in your mind once, as if clearing your throat on a subtle level. Let that remind you to check your intention before opening your mouth. Sam finds this interesting. The next time he is about to jump into a friend's story with a boastful comment, he remembers the practice. Inside, he feels awe for a second. In that tiny pause, he notices his intention. He wants to impress, to steal the spotlight. Seeing that, he chooses to stay quiet, to listen instead. No one sees his inner but the conversation flows differently. People around him feel more heard. He feels less exhausted afterward, because he has not used so much energy performing. Later, when he does chant out loud, in a group or alone, he imagines that it is clearing the residue of old, harmful speech from his throat. He whispers to himself in his heart, "May my words become more beneficial. May my voice be used to heal, not to wound." Over time, People notice that being around him feels more peaceful. The karmic frequency of his speech has changed. The seeds he is planting with his words are now more likely to ripen as trust instead of conflict. Finally, if Om works on the body and on expression, Hum goes straight to the command center, the mind. Most of your suffering does not come from external events alone. It comes from the stories your mind tells about those events. The way it loops, exaggerates, and clings. In many traditions, is the syllable of indivisible union of wisdom and method, of emptiness and compassion. In simple language, it is the sound of coming back. Back from scattered thinking. Back from obsessive worrying. Back from fantasies of past and future. Into the clear, awake presence of this moment. Imagine someone called Naomi. She has the kind of mind that could be described as a thought factory. From the second she wakes up until she falls asleep, thoughts pour out worries about work, assumptions about what others think of her, replayed conversations, imagined disasters. She meditates sometimes, but sitting in silence feels like sitting in the middle of a crowded train station. The noise is overwhelming. One day, a teacher suggests, instead of fighting your thoughts in silence, give your mind something wholesome to chew on. Use hum as an anchor. Each time your mind runs away, bring it back with the gentle sound of hum, either out loud or in your heart. She begins to experiment. When anxiety spikes, instead of only trying to push the thoughts away, she breathes in, breathes out, and sounds hum slowly, feeling it vibrate through her chest. She notices that for the length of that sound, her mind cannot also loudly chatter. The sound occupies just enough space to create a gap in the thought stream. In that gap, she occasionally glimpses a strange quiet, not a dramatic void, but a simple absence of commentary. The world in front of her remains the wall, the window, the movement of her breath, but the mental narrator pauses. These glimpses are brief, but they show her something life minus changing, that her thoughts are not the same as her awareness. That there is a place in her that can observe the mind instead of being swept away by it. Each hum she chants is like a reminder of that place. Over months, her relationship with her mind changes. She still thinks a lot, but she believes her thoughts less blindly. She has begun, as some traditions say, to recognize the sky behind the clouds. When you put and hum together, slowly, with attention and sincere intention, you are performing a kind of full minus spectrum tuning body, speech, mind, and because these three are constantly producing karma, constantly shaping your life, tuning them changes the pattern of your destiny's unfolding. But there is an important point here. The mantra itself is not a magic spell that overrides cause and effect. It is more like a tool that helps you cooperate with cause and effect more intelligently. Think of a guitar. If it is out of tune, no matter how well you play the chords, the sound will be off. If you tune it well, even simple chords will sound beautiful. Your body, speech, and mind are like strings. Hum is like a tuning practice. If you live carelessly, harmful action, harsh words, chaotic thoughts, and then expect a few minutes of chanting to erase all consequences, you are misunderstanding karma. But if you chant regularly while also slowly adjusting your behavior, your words, and your thinking, hum becomes a powerful accelerator of inner change. Let us see how this plays out in the long term through another story. Imagine a woman named Claire. She has always been sensitive. As a child, she saw, heard, and felt more than others seemed to. But instead of being supported, she was often told, "You are too emotional, too dramatic." She learned to hide her feelings, to put on a strong face. In her 20s and early 30s, she threw herself into career and relationships, trying to fill a quiet ache inside. She made some unwise choices, hurt people, and was hurt in return. One day, she hit a kind of emotional rock bottom, sitting alone in her apartment after yet another breakup. She felt like she could not breathe from the weight of grief and self-blame. A friend sent her a recording of Alma hum chanted slowly with a simple melody. Claire put on headphones and pressed play, more to stop the silence than out of any spiritual expectation. As the sound filled her ears, something unexpected happened. She began to cry, not with the sharp sobbing she had known in previous heartbreaks, but with long, deep tears that felt like releasing years of frozen emotion. The syllables seemed to move through her body like waves, rolling through her chest, trembling in her throat, echoing in the back of her mind. She felt as if someone were reaching into her deepest places, not to judge, but to wash. She did not understand the philosophy. She did not need to. The sound was doing its work. Afterward, she felt empty and clean, like the sky after a storm. That night, she slept more deeply than she had in months. The next day, she looked up the meaning of the mantra. Curious now, she read that Alma hum is often visualized as light at 3 points in the body: forehead, throat, and heart. She read that with each syllable, you can imagine old obscuration as dissolving into light, leaving a sense of spacious clarity. She decided to try this consciously. Each evening, she sat for 15 minutes. She imagined a point of light at her forehead, clearing old rigid views and confusion. With awe, at her throat, she imagined light dissolving the residue of painful words, both spoken and received. With hum, at her heart, she imagined a radiant sphere cleansing the roots of fear and unworthiness. At first, her mind resisted. Thoughts accused her, this is childish. You are just pretending. But the feeling pulled her forward. Weeks became months. She still had ups and downs, but gradually, she noticed that her reactions were less automatic. She could feel emotional waves rise and fall without being entirely submerged. She found herself making different choices in relationships, less from desperation, more from respect for herself and others. Once, when someone treated her in a way she would previously have tolerated to avoid being alone, she felt a sudden clarity. My heart is not a trash can. It is a sacred space. She calmly ended the situation. That clarity, she realized, came from hundreds of repetitions of hum, that her heart, each one a reminder of her innate dignity. Years later, she looked back and saw a pattern. The period when she began chanting hum regularly coincided with a slow but steady upward curve in her inner life. Her external circumstances still had challenges, but her way of meeting them had transformed. From the perspective of cause and effect, this is what it looks like when a mantra begins to alter your destiny frequency, not by imposing an external will, but by steadily rearranging your inner landscape so that you make different choices, speak differently, and vibrate differently around others. As your vibration changes, the situations and people you attract also change. You no longer resonate as strongly with chaos and abuse. You begin to connect more with stability and respect. At this point, someone might ask, what if I chant Alma hum with a greedy motive? For example, just to get money, success, or to avoid all suffering. Will it still work? Here is where the tradition offers a gentle but firm reminder. The most powerful mantras are not meant to be tools for feeding ego. They are meant to awaken you from ego. If you chant only to get external benefits, you might still experience some karma, some small changes. Sound has power regardless of intention. But the deepest effect unfolds when your intention is aligned with awakening, when you recite not only for yourself, but with the wish that your purification will make you more capable of helping others. This brings a different flavor to practice. Instead of thinking, I chant Alma hum so my life will be perfect, you think, I chant so that my body, speech, and mind can be clearer, kinder, and more stable. In that way, I can be less of a burden and more of a support to those around me. That intention itself already changes your frequency. Self-centered vibration is tight and heavy. Altruistic vibration is spacious and light. Om-Ahum carried on a spacious intention penetrates deeper than Om-Ahum carried on tight craving. So how can you bring this mantra into your daily life in a way that is both practical and profound? You do not need to carve out hours if that is not realistic for you. You can weave it into existing moments. On waking, before you touch your phone, you can take 3 breaths and silently or softly chant Om-Ahum once, imagining your body, speech, and mind being tuned for the day ahead. Before a difficult conversation, you can step aside for 30 seconds, breathe, and sound the 3 syllables, asking that your words be guided by clarity rather than reactivity. When you feel physical pain, you can place a hand on the area and chant Om gently, not pretending that the pain is gone, but bringing kindness and awareness into the sensation. When you catch yourself about to say something hurtful, you can let our eyes in your heart, even without sound, as a reminder to choose different words. When your mind spins in anxiety before sleep, instead of wrestling with it endlessly, you can lie on your back, one hand on the belly, one on the heart, and chant Om-Ahum slowly, letting the sound ground you in the body and open the tight circle of thoughts. Over time, what began as a technique becomes a relationship. The mantra is no longer just a string of letters. It becomes a presence in your life, a friend that meets you in dark corners, a rhythm that steadies your steps. You will still make mistakes. You will still get angry, speak clumsily, think unkind thoughts, but you will recover faster. You will notice sooner. You will know where to turn for support. There is one more layer to this that is worth touching, even briefly: visualization. In many lineages, Om-Ahum is not only chanted as sound but visualized as lightened syllables at specific points in the body: white Om at the forehead, red or golden Ah at the throat, blue Hum at the heart. This is not superstition. It is a way of engaging your imagination in service of healing. Your imagination is powerful. It creates inner images all the time, often negative ones. Imagine criticisms, future disasters, replayed humiliation. These images evoke real physiological responses: stress hormones, muscle tension, shallow breath. When you instead imagine light at your forehead as you sound Om, you are directing your imagination to support relaxation and clarity. When you visualize a glowing Ah at your throat, you are encoding the intention that your speech becomes more pure. When you see a bright hum at your heart, you are giving shape to the wish that your deepest mind become more courageous and compassionate. Combined with sound, these images sink deep into your subconscious. They become part of your inner architecture. From the angle of destiny, you could say that with every Om-Ahum, spoken with awareness and visualization, you are laying one more brick on the path toward a different future. Perhaps you started life with heavy patterns of anger, fear, and confusion. Perhaps your family history is full of pain. Perhaps your previous actions have set up difficult conditions. Om-Ahum does not erase this with a snap, but it gives you a daily tool to gradually redirect the river of your energy. One day, years from now, you may look back and realize that the person you have become lives and reacts in ways your younger self could not imagine. You might realize that the countless, seemingly humble repetitions of Om-Ahum were silently writing scripts inside you that once felt carved in stone. As we come toward the end of this long exploration, I want to speak to you directly. Maybe you have tried chanting before and given up, thinking, it is too simple. It cannot really do anything for my serious problems. Maybe you have doubted yourself, thinking, my mind is too restless. When I chant, I get distracted. I am not pure enough. The mantra probably does not work for me. Maybe you have even used mantras like a kind of spiritual painkiller, chanting a lot when things are bad, then ignoring the practice once you feel relieved, only to fall back into old chaos. If any of that is true, be gentle with yourself. You are not uniquely flawed. You are simply human. But I invite you to consider giving Om-Ahum another chance, in a different way. Instead of chasing dramatic experiences, treat it as you would brushing your teeth. a daily hygiene for body, speech, and mind. You do not brush once and expect your teeth to be clean forever. You brush every day, because you know plaque will always try to build up. In the same way, anger and harmful habits will always try to build up. Hum is one way to clean them before they harden into something more difficult to remove. Instead of measuring your practice by how blissful you feel when chanting, measure it by how slightly more patient, honest, and kind you become over months and years. You might be surprised to discover that the real miracle of this mantra is not a flash of light or a vision of deities, but the slow, deep shift from living as a prisoner of your impulses to living as a more awake, compassionate human being. At the end of the day, that is the most powerful change of destiny possible. Now, my friend, I would love to hear from you. Have you ever used hum in your own life? Did you notice anything in your body, your speech, or your mind? Have there been moments when this mantra, or any other, carried you through a difficult hour or helped you avoid saying or doing something you would later regret? If you feel comfortable sharing, please leave your experience in the comments. Your story, whether simple or extraordinary, could become a key that unlocks courage in someone else who is hesitant to try. If this long script has brought you clarity, comfort, or curiosity about the power of these 3 ancient syllables, please remember you can support this channel. You can subscribe so that you do not miss future explorations on awakening, wisdom, cause and effect, compassion, practice, and destiny. You can like this video so that the message reaches more people who are quietly searching for a practical way to calm their energy and change their life path. You can comment to join the conversation or ask questions about how to integrate hum into daily routines. And if you feel called to walk more closely with this community, you can become a member and help sustain this space where we keep bridging deep teachings with real human experience. Thank you so much for staying with me to the very last line. May every soften your body. May every purify your speech. May every hum clear your mind. And may the vibration of these 3 syllables gently shift your destiny toward more light, more wisdom, and more boundless compassion. For yourself and for all beings you touch.
Life gets noisy. Work, stress, expectations. Sometimes we lose touch with the quiet part of ourselves. Bracelet isn't just an accessory. It's a small reminder that you deserve peace. You deserve moments of stillness. You deserve to hold on to your inner balance. If one of these bracelets speaks to your heart, you'll find the purchase link in the description below. And even more auctions available on our channel's shop page. Pick home the one that feels right.